Alright, so today's video is the TWID. It's Thursday, so we get a TWID. But holy cow, talk about some good stuff in here. I'll admit, we're not going to go over every single bit of it because that's probably like an hour long reading, and I don't want to read for an hour. But, well, at least going over it all, you know what I'm saying. We're going to talk about the new dungeon, Vesper's Host. Interesting. I'm pretty sure Vespers is a type of weapon archetype in Destiny, right? If I remember correctly. Viced, well, it's the Viced, I think, so I don't know if this is the same thing. The Vespers created Viced or something like that, or just something completely different. I'm not really sure how that works out. But if this is the entrance, this thing looks dope. I don't know what this is, but this is a cool picture. I like it, personally. I like the way it looks. I do like the name, too. Vesper's Host sounds fancy, so that's kind of cool. Contest mode will be enabled, or first one ever for dungeons, so that's kind of cool. What else we got here? Entry requirements, normal thing, doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it does. Entry requirements are to, assemble a fire team of 3 players to start Vesper's Host Dungeon Contest Mode for the Planet System map. I don't know if you have to have 3 players to be part of the Contest Mode race, because me and Purple usually do it 2-man, so I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but we'll see. All fire team members must own Final Shape Dungeon Key, makes sense, and acquire the quest Rogue Network from Spider in the last city season. So that tells us Spider's coming back next season, which makes sense. Scorn was kind of his thing, because as they added Scorn, Spider's been there along the way, so it makes sense. Completion criteria, which doesn't really matter. You obviously claim the loot and you're done, so simple as always. New emblems if you watch the stream while it's live, as you see here. Decent looking emblem, it's not that great, but it's okay, I like it. This one looks really cool, but you have to subscribe to your favorite Destiny 2 streamer to get that during the thing. Also, we have Revenant Act 1 live stream coming out on next Tuesday, which is October 1st at 10 a.m. PT, which is reset time, for all those that don't know. Or right before reset, it's like an hour before reset, or it's reset time for the game, I can't remember. But that's a dope looking emblem. It kind of reminds me of the Galaxy Pool emblem, or Galaxy Pool area. So that's kind of cool. We got PvP Strike Team update. Honestly, a lot of stuff, but it's not all too important. We're going to cover the main things. We get the Solitude map back, which I actually like this map. I do wish the center part had more cover, because the point will spawn literally right where this bottom part is in Control. I don't know if it still will do that, but if it does, this place really sucks for cover, because there's 1, 2, and then there's a door over here, there's a door on this side, and then there's this. So it's kind of a shit show, and then there's the door across the way there. So it's kind of a bad spot to have a zone. The best spot would be right here, technically, on the other side of this. Because then these 2 doors can't see you unless they come in more, which you can throw nades there. Then you can cover these 2 doors on this side, and then obviously that way as well. But this way you have all the angles except for this one able to shoot you from, which is a problem, so. And there's no cover at all. Whereas this, you would have this cover here, you throw nades, keep these people back, and have cover, and you can come over here even. Or over here, so. We'll see how they change the map zones. I do like this map personally. The other side was really cool, so I don't mind this one coming back. Hopefully they did better spawns. Some of the spawns were really shit, but we'll see. We've updated UI features again. They've given us back our symbols, so now right now it shows the Guardian rank or whatever, and I always hated that because some of the Warlocks, some of the Titans, some of the Hunters, sometimes they wear stuff, and if it glitches out, it's hard to tell what character they are. Maybe that's just a me thing, but I feel like it's a lot of person's things. I think I hear it quite a bit on videos. So people like, oh shit, it's a Hunter. Oh shit, that was a Warlock. Oh shit, it's a Titan. Unless they're flying or doing something obvious, it's usually hard to. Sometimes it can be hard to tell. Not usually, but sometimes it can be hard to tell. But the symbol over the next to name was always nice, so you knew exactly what was coming at you. You're like, oh, that's a Warlock peeking. They're going to do this ability or this ability because of the meta right now, right? Same thing with the Hunter and Titan. You know, oh, these are their abilities, and this is what they're going to do for you. As a whole, not really necessary, yes, but it is just nice to have. Especially if you can't see them, but they're like hiding on the edge. You can just barely see their head. You'll know, oh, that's a Warlock. He's going to fucking do this or this. Or he'll have a rift he's about to throw down because I shoot him a couple times. He'll go around the corner and put a rift down, so I'm going to go shoot him real quick. So it's not crazy, but it's nice. It's better. I like it this way, personally. I think it's more practical. We've also got assisted by, so finally it'll tell you what shot you. So you notice times when you walk around a corner and just drop dead instantly, and you're like, what the fuck? So if multiple people shot you, it'll actually tell you, which is nice. But at the same time, this is Bungie, and the game loves to kill you for no reason sometimes. So sometimes it can just be Bungie's bullshit. They've also made it now. We finally updated the tombstone icon for your allies to show you their tool of destruction, in case you missed it in the kill feed. This is actually really good because when you look down at the kill feed, that is a millisecond off of looking in front of you, and in this game, a millisecond of a gunfight can make the difference between life and death. So it's a really cool thing they're doing this now, but I wish it would show what had hit them. So if someone shotguns melees them, it would show that. If they shotgun hand cannon, it'd show both weapons or both abilities or both whatever they hit them, not just hand cannon. It might do that, I don't know, it just shows hand cannon here, but it might. I don't think it will. I think it'll just show the one that actually kills them. It would be cool if it actually showed the combo of things. So it'd be a little smaller, it wouldn't be as big, it'd be a little smaller and show if multiple things happen to hit them. So that way you know, oh, this guy used a shotgun shot, he's not going to have a shotgun shot, so I can ape him and I'm not afraid of him, because he doesn't have a shotgun shot now. Because, you know, he'd have to get special off the wall, which, like in Trials, they wouldn't be able to get right away, so you'd know he uses one shotgun shot. But it's still not a bad thing. This is actually nice, because you don't have to look down at kill feed as much anymore, so. I like that, it's a good thing, Bungie. Mercy World's getting updated. We're not going to go into all that. It's just a shit show. Competitive, same thing. They do the same changes constantly, and they still can't get the point system right, so give up there, I guess. Lobby balancing system is a shit show no matter what they do. I never will believe they'll get it right. That's just my opinion. Sandbox. They say they're not going to talk about it a lot in here, and then they talk about quite a bit here. It's funny. So it actually shows off primary hand cannons, or primary weapons in general, what's like the most dominant stuff. As you see, sidearm, submachine gun, scout, pulse, auto, hand cannon. Hand cannon's still dominating on the higher end, but so is the autos. Like, both ends of the higher end content, or the higher end skill base, is hand cannons and autos. Pulses, I don't know why they're not higher, because legit, certain lobbies you get against with the harder, sweatier players, they only use pulse rifles. I guess that's just, there's such a few amount of them, maybe that's why it's not as many, because it's not everyone using them, but at the same time, pulses are really broken, and there's a huge percentage of people using them, and they only use pulses. So, I kind of think that's a bit weird. It's not farther, but I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense at the same time. Hand cannon's always dominating, just hand cannons in general, so. As you see, high skill, it's literally just Rose, Kvostov, and Elsie's rifle. It's literally the third thing, the Ace of Spades, which is weird it's not closer, because I only see, the only two hand cannons I see is Ace of Spades and Rose, and then Hawkmoon after that. Hawkmoon's the least out of both of those, so it's really weird that Ace of Spades is so far back. Because I see Ace of Spades just as much as I see Rose, and then I see Kvostov and Elsie's rifle all day, every day. That's all you see. These two dominate the field, with Rose also dominating it, so not surprised there. It's Bungie in a nutshell. What's new, right? So, anyways, let's get it. So we have nerfs to adaptive hand cannons, which, does that include Rose? I'm confused if that includes Rose or not. I'm honestly curious about that. But, well, we'll see. We'll figure it out. So, base damage was decreased just by 0.2, so basically nothing. And then critical hit was increased by 0.2, or lowered by 0.2 as well, I think, sorry. Everything was lowered by 0.2. Slightly reduces 3 tap range once damage fall off has begun. 1 meter. So basically, your damage fall off is going to be a bit quicker. It's just so you don't have as much consistency in range with damage perks and other things. So it's to give it a little less range. Which could be good, could be less. It might not make much of a difference. It really just depends. This is a game of what the fuck's going on sometimes. Adaptive auto rifles are getting a nerf as well, but it's only half of it, basically, 0.25 less, so it reduces forgiveness against high resilience tiers. I guess that makes sense, you know, high resilience, you should be harder to kill, at least that's what Bungie thinks. I don't really think that should be a thing. I think there should be damage resistance stuff that work, but not, if you stack it right, but not just, oh, resil, because Titans and Warlocks have the advantage by 1000%, because they don't have to ever worry about mobility, so, kind of fucking sucks, honestly. High impact pulse rifles, critical hit damage from 40.1 to 39.6, lowers the resiliency threshold to force 6 critical hits instead of 5 critical hits plus 1 body shot to 5 resil, I'm guessing is what they're saying. So basically, at 5 resil, you can't 5 crit 1 body. Because before, I think currently it's 7 resil is the only way, 6 or 7 to survive 5 crits 1 body. So this makes it where now you can actually lower your resilience a bit. So that way hunters have a chance at surviving the 2-hit potential. It's still a pain because, again, it's have to worry about mobility, so, and other stats, so kind of screws us still. I wish it would just be down to 3 result at this point. It would just be better for the system, it really would. There's just too much that needs to be mobility-wise for the hunter to get their ability back, so it's really a downfall for them. But, you know, it is what it is. At least it's lower than it was, so 5 results a lot easier to obtain than fucking 6 and 7, so to at least keep your stats bonused in a good spot, so we'll take it. Buffs, adaptive submachine guns. I love this arc, the adaptive submachine guns. None of them really have great perk combos at the moment, sadly. I think there's one that's actually really good, maybe 2, but the rest are really bad. There's not many of them though anyways, so it's not that big of a deal, but this is nice that their base damage is getting increased, but it's only their body shot damage, not their headshot, which I feel like their headshot should have been increased. For someone that uses them here and there, as in like at least once a week, I feel like they need more precision shot damage and more range. Their range is lacking massively, and their precision shot is lacking massively, in my opinion. But the body shot is nice, get a little increase, so you can hit a few extra body shots. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. Precision auto rifles are getting a buff. I don't know why. These things are actually still really fucking dominant and good. Nobody really uses them because the other autos are way better, yes, but all they have to do is nerf those a little bit, and then these would be dominating without a doubt, because these things are monsters right now. They're a secret meta, and I don't know why nobody's using them. But now they're increasing it from 19 to 19.4 for base, which is body shot damage. Critical damage 33.6 to 33.95. Doesn't sound like a huge increase, but trust me, it is a pretty good increase. It reduces the nerf they received into the light by 50%. So they're only 50% of that nerf. High impact autos, which honestly do need a buff. They are really good technically, but they do require perfect TTK. If you miss a single shot or hit a body, you're not going to kill somebody. Even every weapon, hand cannon, fucking anything will kill you beforehand. They're problematic like that. So they increase the body shot damage by 1, their critical damage by 1.2, 1.3 increase. So hopefully it'll be better. They say it's slightly increased forgiveness and range after damage fall off, but I feel like they just need damage increase, period. I think this will actually help, potentially. I don't know. We'll see. Precision hand cannons. Base damage from 40 to 4 to 45 to 3. What are the precision hand cannons? Is that the... That's the 180s, right? I think. Critical damage from 70.25 to 70.2. Decreases body shot time to kill. So the critical damage actually got lowered because 0.25 is better than 0.2. So they lowered it by 0.05 for some reason. But they did increase the body shot by quite a bit. So I guess that's how they're trying to balance it. Make it more body shot oriented. Like how Luna's used to be. When it was broken, 3 headshots in a body type style. So it's like more forgiveness for body shots, I guess. I don't know, weird. Heavy burst hand cannons. Hallelujah, they're getting a buff because I do love these things in PvE and PvP. So I'm glad they're getting a PvP buff because they're kind of oof. Base damage from 23.8 to 24. Critical damage from 49.6 to 52.8. Ooh, that's a decent increase. 52.8 per shot. That is, forget the 0.8. That is 100. Wait, is this per bullet because there's 2 bullets, or is this total? That I have to ask that. No, it'd have to be per bullet because if it was only 50 per bullet or per 2, then it would be more than 3 shot. It'd be a lot more than 3 shot. So yeah, 52, that's 104 damage per shot. Obviously the 0.8 on top is more. It's 6, so it adds, it's 105.6, I think, if I remember, if that's correct math. Which is still crazy either way. So, that's pretty nutty. So, 2 pulls of the trigger can nearly kill someone. And in the old sandbox, it would have instantly killed you. But well, not nearly, I guess. Yeah, no, because the damage increased. But it does slightly increase the forgiveness and range after damage fall off. Allows better interaction with damage perks. Ooh, I'm intrigued by that. I wonder what damage perks we can combo that. Maybe potentially 2 bursts consistently potential there? I don't know, we'll see. Heavy burst pulse rifles, hallelujah, they're getting buffed because they've felt a little... They're good, but they're still lackluster. Critical hit damage from 41.95 to 42.55. RPM increased to 320. Interesting. They've increased the RPM. I wonder if this counts for Graviton Lance as well. I'm intrigued by that. Decreases optimal time to kill from 0.87 to 0.8. That is a lot quicker. So that's a lot better. That's not bad by any means. Aggressive scout rifles, critical damage from 91.1 to 91.8. 0.7 difference. Allows better interaction with damage boost. I guess, yeah, if you get a damage perk going. Could work. I don't know, we'll have to see the combos. We'll have to potentially see what the combos can do with it. I'm excited for the Heavy Burst Pulse and Heavy Burst Hand Cannons. I love both of these weapons. They're just both been lacking a bit in PvP, so I'm actually happy for these changes. Special and heavy ammo weapons. So they actually talk about Sniper Flinch here. So let's see, where does it start? In Revenant, we are going to begin walking back some of the flinch increase that sniper rifles receive to try to find a good balance between taking damage, knocking them off their shots, and the movement of the camera itself feeling too jarring to use. We slightly buffing trace rifle starting ammo. That doesn't really matter. Trace rifles are cool and all, but I don't care for that. So, reduce cameras, roll flinch against players by 10%. Not a huge percent, but it might be noticeable. So we'll see. They talk about. This is what's blowing my mind. According to them, there's only one heavy weapon that's dominated the Crucible, which is Hammerhead. And it's with a specific roll. 4 times the charm and killing tally. Okay, I get it. 4 times charm is smart because you get your ammo back. I get that. And killing tally is obvious. Killing tally I agree with. I see killing tally in all of them. I have never once seen a 4 times the charm one. Ever. Ever. Like, never. I've seen other rolls, all kinds of stuff, better stability ones, better fucking range ones, better things in general, help with different stats, but never have I seen a 4 times the charm one in PvP. I'm so confused where they're getting that stat. I might not be no god tier player, but I play against fucking who knows how many people a day when I play Crucible. Like, when I play Crucible in a week, I play a ton of fucking games. And I 100% see Hammerhead a lot. It's the most machine gun I ever see, but I've never seen 4 times the charm on it. Because I'm always checking to see what everyone's using on them. To see what I need to put on mine to fucking use it too. So I don't know what the fuck they're smoking on that, but if that's really a thing, somebody will have to tell me. Have you ever seen that on someone, or does anyone have that and use that for PvP? I've never seen it. I've always seen the rolls that help with either more damage or more stability, or even handling. Stuff that helps with handling. That's it. I've never seen 4 times the charm. That is honestly, it makes sense. I've just never seen it. Out of all the machine guns I've been killed by, I've never once seen that roll on it. Killing tally 100%, but 4 times, fucking never, dude. The only way I can figure that is there's a cheater running around the game with 4 times the charm, and getting like 1,000 kills with it a fucking day or something. That's the only way I can think that their stats are coming out with that. Because there's no fucking way 4 times the charm is it. I get the logic behind it, but I don't know anyone that uses a machine gun and hits all their headshots. They usually fucking hit heads and bodies, because it doesn't matter, it's a machine gun. Like, fuck me, the super sweaty ones will just aim for the head, but even when they aim to the head, they usually hit body shots still. So, because it just kills so fast, especially after the first kill, it doesn't matter. So 4 times the charm is useless. It'd be better to have something that helps with stability or handling or more damage so you can combo it quicker. I could be wrong. I mean, like I said, I'm no god tier player here, but I've played a lot of games against a lot of good players, bad players, weird players, dumb players, and I've never seen 4 times. I've seen some crazy combinations that I never thought would be good, but I've never seen 4 times. On a Hammerhead, at least. I've seen it on other ones, but not on Hammerhead. So I don't know what the fuck that is. Bungie, you might be on crack. I don't know what's going on with that. I think we might have a secret cheater running around fucking killing 1,000 people a day with it. And because of that, the stats show, oh, well, look how many people have killed with this thing today, because it doesn't show individuals. When their overall stat system, it doesn't show individual people. There can be individual people you can find, but when they look at it, we know they look at the overall stat of the rolls and the damage of the perks and stuff. So I doubt they're looking at individuals. So I have a feeling they're probably looking at this and it's some sort of cheater running around with it, just infinitely killing people with it. And that's why it shows a high stat number. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of people using it. I've gotten lucky, never ran into it. I don't know. I was saying that's really weird. So they talk about down here, high impact machine guns are getting an increase. Why are they getting an increase? But by 4% critical hit damage. That's crazy. 4% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. It's a lot more than it needs to be. Machine guns are broken right now, so I don't know why Bungie thinks it's a genius. They say they're going to fucking make it where heavy spawns less in control. Instead of 5 times, 4 times. That's how they're going to balance it. Machine guns are so dominant, Bungies, because you can kill 7 people. That's the problem. Literally. Like, the higher end, more ammo ones can kill, I think, or even medium ammo ones, can kill like 6 or 7 people in one mag. With one fucking pickup of heavy. It's crazy the number you can kill. If you do optimal time to kill, perfect TTK, you can kill up to like 6 or 7 people with it. Some crazy fucking number. If not more, if damage perks included, you can get, I think, more than that, or that is why you get to 6 7s because of the damage perks. I don't remember. It's been a while, but I remember somebody tested it and showed off like exactly why it's broken. I mean, I knew it was broken because you could do it in Crucible and see they get a ton of kills with it always. But then someone actually tested like the highest amount possible, and I was like, what the fuck? Usually you see 4 or 5 people. I've seen plenty of times 4 or 5 people killed with a machine gun, and they usually die after that. They don't get to shoot more. Usually they still have ammo. The problem is that, in my opinion, all heavy ammo should have 1 kill. 1 guaranteed kill in a sense. So rocket launchers can technically kill more, but you get 1 rocket, right? You don't get 2 rockets, you get 1 rocket. You shoot it, you kill somebody. It happens to be a couple people next to each other, you may get more than 1. Grenade launcher should be the same thing. 1 kill. 1 shot. That's all it is. 1 shot. They increase the blast radius a bit, so that way that 1 shot can potentially kill multiple people. That's simple. Linears, 1 shot. Fusion, because of 1K, 1 shot. Everything should be 1 shot for heavy. Machine guns, enough to kill 1 person, and only 1 person. If they don't fucking hit headshots, they're not going to get optimal time to kill. That's simple. You can add a couple extra bullets there to make sure you can kill some with body shots as well, but that's it. Not enough to kill another person, ever. If I kill 1 person, have a damage perk proc, and have a few bullets left over, those few extra bullets will not kill that second person. They will bring them to absolute at the worst. That is how heavy should be. It is a guaranteed kill if used properly. That's how it should be. Period. It's guaranteed 1 kill and potentially more if people happen to walk in front of it. Like the machine gun, fine. Let's say the machine gun could technically kill 2 people, right? Fine. Linear 2, fine. We'll give it 2 shots so you can double body someone or 2 headshot people. That's simple. And the machine gun, max 2 as well. It gets enough, with a damage perk, you can kill 1 person optimally. You get enough damage where you can kill a second person. If you do perfect TTK. That's the only way. Same thing with machine guns, or rockets and grenade launchers. They have the potential to get more than 1 because you can shoot at more than 1. But it's guaranteed 1 if you shoot it at 1. That's how it should work. That's all I believe. It's just like a super. Supers have the potential to guarantee 1 kill, but also more potentially. There's no guarantee to it, but it's potential. There's high potential for some of them, yes, but it's still potential. So, that's a better system. I don't know why Bungie's so afraid of that. Increase impact detonation damage by a further 7% for rapid-fire heavy grenade launchers, and then increase direct-to-impact damage by 26%. Approximately 7% to 26%, depending on the blast radius stat to make accurate fire more effective against guardians with overshields or damage resist. Alright, that's cool. Then they talk about this part. This part pisses me off. So they say they're going to remove flinch from snipers, but linears they left be. But then read this shit. We're also investigating heavy ammo linear fusion rifles for a future release, looking to branch them from their special ammo brethren by reducing their flinch taken from players. Why the fuck are you hating on special linears, Bungie? You made them for PvP. You can't even use them in PvE. They get flinched so hard in PvE, they're useless in PvE as well. But Lawrence was a PvP exotic. It was designed for PvP. You can't say it wasn't. Its entire atmosphere and existence is designed for it. It literally is perfect for PvP, the way it works, the way it acts. Why the fuck are you so afraid to make a PvP linear be PvP again? You're willing to mess with the heavy ones, but you're going to leave the fucking special ones alone? Somebody's been secretly doing buffs to them in the background, and they've never put it in a fucking announcement, and it pisses me off because they won't admit special linears should have a place in the sandbox. Period. It's that simple. Period. I know everybody's like, oh, linears are so broken. Bitch, if they were so broken, how come nobody was using them? Yeah, Bungie nerfed them because of how broken their perks were, yet nobody could use them because there was a skill gap. There was a true skill gap with linears. I don't know how many times I'd see people throw it on when I had my Lawrence on when it was broken. After the first nerf. I'm not talking about, or the second nerf actually. I'm not talking about when it was super broken and it did all the work for you basically. No, I'm talking about when they did the first nerf, they got rid of the marking through walls and they reduced the aim assist and tracking. Second nerf, they reduced it even more and gave it less range. That second nerf they did was the nerf that made Lawrence so much better, but also so much worse, but in a way, it was still better because it required more skill to use. And people are like, oh, it wasn't skillful. Yes, it was, because it lost its ability to suck you across the room. It lost the ability to fucking one-tap you to the body with fucking damage perks. Before, you could fucking put increased damage if a the stupid mods and the boots, the damage increase mods. You were able to, at that time, because the mod and how it worked for damage increase, one-tap someone to the body if you got that perk running. You didn't even have to get its actual perk going. And if you did get its actual perk going, you could one-tap any super to the body. Which was crazy. Because a bubble could get one-tapped at that point. Which a bubble, usually when you shot at a bubble with it, they would survive and be fine. Just it'd break their overshield, and that was it. But when you had that dance perk on top of it, it doubled down on the damage, and it scaled. So when you got its perk going, it was just a monster at killing things. It was just destroying everything. It was crazy. But they fixed all that. They made it a lot less. They made it where you can't fucking one-tap the body with a damage perk anymore. You have to, only way to one-tap is if you get its actual perk going, which you can actually survive it if you're in a super. So they made it better and balanced. And yet, no one was using it, and then they nerfed it a third time, a fourth time past that, and it was still usable the third time, and the fourth time became unusable, and then 2 seasons later somebody secretly buffed it, where it was just slightly better, and I was like, okay, cool, you can sort of use it, but it's really hard because the thing they added, then on top of that, they added a 600 times flinch. It's actually 4 times flinch. 4 times flinch more than the most flinch sniper rifle. There was a sniper in the game that has ridiculous flinch. It is 4 times more than that. That's how bad the flinch is. And it's still there. They've actually dialed it back a little bit. They have, but it's still like 3-point-something times. It's ridiculous. It really is. And personally, yeah, I'm a linear enthusiast. I love linears. I love the heavy ones forever, and then when they added the special ones, I was so happy. But Bungie destroyed them, and they don't want to bring them back, and I don't know why. They want them for PvE or PvP. What is the point of making a weapon type if you're not going to make it even work for PvE or PvP? There's so much flinch in PvE, it's literally unusable. Completely. If you even try to hit shit, you're not gonna hit shit. It's a waste of fucking time. PvP, it's pointless as well. I mean, it's fun. I use it here and there, but it's nowhere near good. Because the moment a single shot, a sidearm can shoot you at its max range where it does 1 damage, and it will flinch your shot so far off target, you're never gonna hit that target. And that's stupid. So yeah, I'm ranting about it still because I'm pissed off that they're willing to mess with snipers where fucking Strike still shoots through flinch. Still shoots through flinch. Easily. With no issues. No issues at all. But somehow, Lawrence and other linears are a monster of a problem still. Where it can't even get multi-kills anymore unless they're weak. If I headshot someone and it sucks them in, it takes down their shield. That's all it does. They have to be weak, red health weak, for me to be able to kill them with that shockwave. Whereas Strike, you can be full fucking health standing on the far end of it and it will still kill you. Very rarely do you survive. It's based on resilience. If you're max resilience, you'll survive barely. If you don't have max resilience, you're going to die every time. You don't get a fucking choice in it. I'm just saying. I know it's a bit of a rant, but that pisses me off. Whole bunch of trials changes and stuff that don't really matter in the long run because it's just blah 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 extra stuff that they always try to do. But the important thing is we're getting new weapons. Well, 1 new weapon and 1 old weapon, but they're both good. Okay, they're both good. Let's talk about this. So we're getting a new arc heavy burst hand cannon. I'm excited for this because I love these hand cannons in PvE. There's a void one currently, and then there's the stasis one. I love them right now in PvE. They're so much fun. Like I said, I want to be good in PvP, so I'm happy about this change. So it's yesterday's question, arc heavy burst hand cannon. I'm an enthusiast of arc. I love volt shot and stuff. I really wish they'd make it better, but I love it. So let's get into it. Column 3, they actually tell us the perks. Let's go. Air trigger. It's only a warlock use. It has no other use, only for warlock. Redacted, which I don't know what that perk's going to be. I'm excited to see what that's going to be. Hopefully a good perk. First time's the charm. Yeah, kind of cool, I guess. It'd be good for PvE. For bosses or just the killing ads, maybe. Then we have another redacted, intriguing. I wonder what those are. We got Dragonfly, which actually is insane for PvE. I love this perk for PvE. I'm excited for that. Arc fucking explosions, easy. Rapid hit to the pain. Rapid hit would probably be the best for PvP, unless one of these redacted ones are really good. At the same time, Dragonfly could be decent for PvP as well, potentially. It really just depends on what these two are. Fourth times could technically also work for PvP, because then you do shoot 2 shots per thing, so if it does work that way, then you get 2 shots back every 2 pulls of the trigger as long as all 4 hit headshots. So that could be nice, but I feel like Rapid Hit's the best option. To the Pain's an okay perk, but not that great. Redacted, really can't wait to see what those are. Hopefully they're good perks. Column 4, Desperate Measures, so a damage perk, not bad. That's okay. Then we have Head Seeker for PvP. Head Seeker finally on a hand cannon, bro. I've been wanting this forever. When they first added Head Seeker to the game, and there was fucking Warden's Law, I always wondered if they'd bring back Warden's Law and give it. And I don't think they gave it to Warden's Law, right? Like, I don't think there's any of them in the game currently that have Head Seeker, if I'm correct. This is the first one to add Head Seeker, if I'm correct about that. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe I'm right about that. So let's fucking go. Rapid Hit Head Seeker, that's the role I'd go with, unless these two redacted perks are cracked for PvP. Eye of the Storm is not bad by any means either. Moving Target, not bad either. Volt Shot, obviously PV, would be Dragonfly Volt Shot. I'm excited for that combo. We got Vorpal Weapon, which would go good with fourth time's the charm, Vorpal. That'd be probably one of the most insane fucking perk combos ever. As long as fourth time works every 2 trigger pools, not every 4 trigger pools, because that'd be stupid. So hopefully it actually counts as every 2. That way you shoot 4 shots. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. Potentially. Zen Moment is by no means bad. Rapid Hit Zen Moment could be a really good perk option. It really could be. It would make it really stable, really easy to use, and map pretty far, so we'll see. Trials and Crucible Origin traits as always. We also got Tomorrow's Answer. If you remember this, it's the Void High Impact Rocket Launcher. Was good at one point for PvP and PvE. I don't know if it still will be, but it was at one point. Air Trigger, pointless perk. Redacted, don't know what that is. Intriguing. Danger Zone, intriguing for PvP. That'd be a good PvP perk. Envious Assassin for PvE, by far. Let's go. Impulse Amplifier, nope. Redacted, could be interesting. Tracking Module, trash. The 2 redacted perks, if they're the same as these 2, I don't know what they could be, but I'm excited to see what they could be. I'm hoping they're good perks for PvE or PvP. Could be something different than Envious. We'll see. Bait and Switch, automatically the best perk for it for fucking PvP. Or PvE, sorry, PvE. PvP, Danger Zone, Chain Reaction would be PvP. That'd be a really fun roll. Would be really good. But Bait and Switch by far is the best. We got Bipod, Chain Reaction, Cluster Bombs, all trash for PvE. Explosive Light is technically decent, but I like Bait and Switch better personally, so yeah. It would have been nice if it had... See, it has Envious Assassin, but I would have actually also liked if it would have had a auto-looting holster. That would have been nice, but you do basically auto-holstering for free now, so I guess it makes no sense. Frenzy is an okay perk, not that great. Vorpal Weapon is trash on heavies, don't ever use it. It's a waste of a perk. You're better if you had Frenzy or Explosive Light or anything else, really. So, this thing is cracked. I'm excited for this. I love this rocket from back in the day for PvP and PvE, so I'm excited to get it again. Hopefully get good rolls for it. It says Trials, Crucible, and Cassoid. What the fuck's Cassoid? Is that a new type, or is that a thing that's currently in the game? I just don't know because I don't have any weapons that use it. Is that a current origin trait, or is that a new origin trait? Does anyone know? I'm curious. That's intriguing. And then obviously they changed the pulse and the scout. We already knew about that, so that doesn't matter. I don't have to reread that. So they're increasing the Osiris cipher cap, so the ciphers you get to focus. They're actually increasing it. Well, during the episode, so we're not sure when this comes out. It's not during this episode. But yeah, and then allowing them to have a chance to drop a post-win reward on 7 win cards. I don't know why that wasn't a thing right away. I feel like it should be 7 win cards. It should be flawless cards, because that's how you get them. Once you go flawless, and then you keep the 7 win card, then you can get them to drop. That might be what they mean. They just didn't word it right. I'm hoping that's what they mean, because if you just get them from 7 win cards, that's stupid. It's a flawless reward. It should stay a flawless reward. Once you go flawless, you can farm a 7 win ticket no matter the losses. You can get them to drop. That would be the best option. Reducing the stratification of the FTMM to allow duos to match trios more often, with the goal of providing less loss forgiveness for any solo that gets brought in to fill out the game alongside the duo if they complete the match. See, that's not very fair. So hear me out. I think it's fine that duos and trios fight. It's not that big of a deal. But why does the solo get fucking loss forgiveness? Why does the solo get that but not the duo? That's just stupid, period. It's not the solo's fault, yeah, that they got in a fucking duo against a triple, but it's also their fault because they're going solo. It's a win-loss situation. If you go in solo, you know you can get paired with a duo, and the enemy team could be a trio. Or it could be all solos, or it could be a duo and a solo and a solo. You know that going into it. If you don't, what the fuck are you doing in trials? You should have that much brain power. I mean, I'm sorry to call that out, but you should have enough brain power to understand that logic. That is elementary level logic, even less than that. 2 plus 2 equals 2 extra if there's 3 slots, and that would mean there's 2 solos. If it's a 3 and a duo and a solo, well, obviously makes sense too, because 3 slots, 3 can fill that 3 slots, or 2 and a solo, or all solos, 3 solos. I mean, hello, it's not fucking rocket science. My English is everywhere, but yeah. So there should not be forgiveness for the solo. I play solo a lot lately, and I don't want no forgiveness. I don't want to, if I get much of a duo and it's a trio on the other side, fuck me. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was a potential. It sucks, but I know it's a potential, and I accept that. And if it's a loss, it's a loss. If it's a win, it's a win. That's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. Not, oh my god, I matched with a trio team while I'm solo. That's not fair. No, what's not fair is if you're all solos on one team and there's a trio team on the other team. That wouldn't be fair. And that can happen. People don't think that can happen, but it can. I actually have seen it happen. I've had it happen. A team of 3 on one side and all solos on the other. It's very rare, mind you, but it does happen. It's actually more common now that there's less players playing, so it has no choice but to do that. Though Bungie did say originally that it would be a very rare chance, so they were really accurate on that statement until the servers started dying of people. But yeah. So no, I don't agree that this is a bad mistake. This is a dumb mistake. And yeah, all the bots will be like, "Oh my god, it's amazing," but that's bad for the game. You go into trials, you're gonna win or lose. It's that simple. There was nothing extra complicated about it. You're either gonna get carried, or you're gonna carry, or you're gonna lose. And even then, if you lose, you still could carry or get carried. I mean, that's just how it is. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it's a team of 3, it's a team of 3. If it's a team of 2, it's a team of 2. If it's a team of solos, it's a team of solos. Who gives a fuck? You play it, you win, you lose, you move on to the next game. You do it again, you do it again. I'm just saying, that's my opinion. So, future trials changes, which is interesting. Sneak peek. Now isn't the time to share all the details, but we give a short preview of what we are working towards of our trial status rework for Heresy. So that's a long ways away, but we'll see. Add new aesthetic rewards to trials, including a new armor set for each class, and a new ship, Sparrow Ghost, and exclusive emblem. They always add those, so it's not very impressive, but we'll see. Make the challenger pool less of an all-or-nothing experience that prioritizes flawless or bust gameplay. Well, to me it's flawless or bust, because, well, it was. Now, once I went solo, I don't really care for flawless anymore. It's just play until we make it, basically. I don't really care anymore. Well, when with purple, we're playing together, yeah, flawless or nothing is my ideology, because that's how it is. Lean on what we've started with the flawed card rewards to reward win streaks, making it feel like it's not a waste of time to play, even if you fail at the gates. Or fall at the gates, sorry. We want to improve the story of the flawless set of aesthetic rewards so that the high skill players can flex appropriately. Seeing a player with a specific armor glow or a new trials emblem should mean something special and not just be a generic trophy. See, this is what I want. I want them to have something like a memento for armor. So basically, if you go flawless during a season, there will be a seasonal one that you get. And you can equip it at any point to any armor, or de-equip it to any armor at any point. Doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want with it. Then once you do, it glows. It glows the color it's supposed to, which is either red, blue, white like they have now, right? So it's no longer tied to the emblem. But then, if you go every week, you get the white one will gain additional glows every week you go flawless. So the first week you go flawless, you get the 3 normal ones, the red, the white, the blue one. The red and the blue one stay red or blue no matter what. The white one, though, will have interchanging ability where you can put it on rainbow mode, where it'll just go for all the colors that you've unlocked, or you can set which color you want. So that way, if you're playing, right, if you're playing it, and you get, let's say, the first week you win, you get the white one. The second week, you get like a green one. The third week, you get whatever. Every week, we'll have a different one, and then it'll reset it again. So basically, it'll be like the weapons, right? Every weapon will have a unique one tied to it, basically. So every time the weapon changes, it goes, and then it'll start back at the beginning, which white you'll get automatically, because that's just the base one, right? Base is white, or whatever color it is. Yellow, I think, sorry. I think it's yellow. But yeah, it's the base one. So you get yellow base, and then every week after, you'll get a different one matching the weapon. So every weapon will have their own unique color tied to them. And that weapon, when you equip it to your armor, you can also equip it to the weapon. The weapon will have that color glow on it automatically, or you can deactivate and add the red, the blue, or any of the other colors. You can choose. That's how it should work. But you can put on any armor, but it only glows the Trials armor still. So you have to put the Trials ornaments on it, obviously, which ain't hard to do. Anyone can do that, so it's free. like dudes playing in armor. So that's how I want it. Is there's unique glows, and then you can have different colors for each armor piece. You can have your helmet glow one color, your chest. That way, it'll show you've done all the color sets, right? You can have your weapon glow one. You can have the full set armor glow different. That way, it shows you've done every weapon, got flawless every week for each weapon. That'd be a cool thing. That should be what we do. That's the future, Bungie. That's just saying. You know how cool it'd be? You go into Crucible, you see a guy glowing the full set, all the different colors for that season. You know, that man's done it. That man has done it. That's how you'll know. That's how you will always know. And then every time they add a new weapon, a different color. That's simple. Every time they add new weapons, they'll have a different color tied to it. That way, the next season, you'll still farm the other colors. If you haven't gotten them yet, you still have a chance for it. Until they cycle those weapons out, you have a chance till those weapons leave. But the new weapons will get the new colors every time. I think that'd be dope. That's my opinion. I want them to do that. We want to improve the story. Oh, we already read that. However, for Trials to succeed, it needs also to have something for everyone. I agree with that. There should be a focus mode that's purely for loot. No adepts, though, just normal loot. You can farm it for all the loot you want. You go, you play, you only play for loot. That's what the cards are for. That's the great thing about the cards. You put on the loot card, all you're farming for is loot. You're not gonna, if you go flawless on that card, you can still go flawless, but it's not for flawless. It's purely for loot. So if you happen to get flawless, awesome, but you're probably not, because if you lose once, you're not going to get there. I think that's how it should be. But that's my opinion. We want to bring additional players into Trials by offering an alternate experience, more like Iron Banner in terms of the loot chase. But for 333, the focus here is on making it rewarding to play and not necessarily reliant entirely on wins. Almost entirely on wins. To attract players who otherwise avoid the current iteration of Trials entirely because of the perceived high-stakes nature. This is why the cards should exist. This is why the cards exist. The cards make this way. The loot card should just be loot in general. The weapon, you can focus a weapon. So they add a weapon focus, right? So that way you can focus specifically for a weapon. That's that simple. The week of the weapon, you can focus more towards that week with a weapon. That's all I'm saying. So here's the funniest thing. We also want to update Dominion to be more in line with the modern sandbox. For example, we're experimenting with making the zone appear later in each round. So like old Trials, and increasing the time it takes to capture the zone. So like old Trials, among other potential changes. They've literally just described old Trials before they called it Dominion. This is literally the old Trials, the OG Trials. What the fuck? Bungie! What the fuck? What the hell? I swear to God, dude. Bungie keeps going to the old shit because they're realizing the old shit's better. Everyone liked the old shit better for a reason. Trials isn't the only thing that is going to be getting a major overhaul in Heresy. We're also making big changes in the way we organize and schedule our playlists, rebuilding our skill tracking system, and making some substantial updates to the way rank is earned in our competitive playlists. That's cool, I guess. This part pisses me off a bit, and I'll explain why in a second. We're investigating additional Crucible-specific tuning for ability uptime. We do not have details at this point, but as soon as we have narrowed down the values, we will communicate them. We are also looking at Crucible-focused tuning for the Storm Edge Super and the Knucklehead Radar exotic armor piece. Okay, Knucklehead Radar armor piece, I get. The shit is a bit broken and it needs to be aligned. I get it. But what the fuck's up with the Storm Edge Super, not the other supers? Oh, the Warlock Super that can travel the map 7 times over and kill everyone 7 times over. Okay, it's not literally 7 times over. Calm down, I'm being dramatic. But my point is, it lasts fucking forever, kills everyone forever, and it's ridiculous the range it has because you can put on the fucking long-range melee on the actual solo and literally snipe people with it. And it one-taps them. Or the Titan one, which they've now buffed and made even better because you can control the tracking 1,000 times better, which the tracking is already broken. I have a clip, actually, of the tracking being broken. I'm going to find that and upload that today, I think. I'm going to fucking do that. That's going to be an upload. That damn tracking is fucking ridiculous. It literally 360 to somebody. I hope that clip saved. He threw it at a guy that was moving on a Warlock Dawnblade super quick. And he threw it at him, and it fucking tracked him, spun around the other way, chasing him, and came down and hit me. And I was, like, fucking 100 meters away, bro. I think I was, like, 50-something meters away, actually, but still. I was away from that dude by a mile, and it tracked that fucking Warlock, spun to the other side of him, came towards the Warlock, but the Warlock got out of the way, and then it tracked me because it gave up tracking the Warlock. What the fuck? Yeah, don't mention that, Bungie. That's fine. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Whatever. The modified Super Intimacy Mode hardware will also be returning to labs after Revenant's first Iron Banner weeks. Interesting. We'll see about that. Playlist reorganization, I don't really care. Iron Banner. Better sorting fire teams based on skill. That's funny. Rewarding fire teams better in general, besides grouping up like what we've begun to do in Trials. Why can't people just be solo? Like, hear me out. I still think Trials shouldn't be solo. I think you should have to go in a team and do it. Personally, I think solo is the dumbest thing they could have done to Trials. I still believe that. But everything else has never mattered. Why are they trying to make it matter now? Who gives a fuck if people group up or go solo in Iron Banner? It doesn't matter. Trials is the only thing it should have mattered in, and you didn't want to make it matter in it. So why the fuck are you trying to make it matter in everything else? No. Fuck everything else. Trials, 100%. Everything else, no. Everyone should be solo if they want to be solo. 2-man, 3-man, 4-man, 6, 7, 8. I don't give a fuck, man. Just my opinion. Just saying. Dumb shit they're talking about. Made it so... This is something I didn't know about comp, which I thought was already a thing, but now I know it wasn't, and it explains the other day when I lost a round, even though I was standing on the point. Making it so contesting a zone flips it neutral, so neither team gains points if both teams are inside it. Yeah, why in the fuck is this not a thing? That's what's blowing my mind. The other day, I was standing in a point, capping it. The enemy walked on it for a split second. I didn't realize this was a thing because I hadn't had the scenario happen yet, where it mattered. This is the first time I had it happen. But that literally lost us the game by 1 point, because I was capping it, but they got on it too, and it neutralized it. What? It literally showed neutral, but yet it didn't actually fucking neutralize it, and they got the point still, and they won. I was so pissed, because that was our win. I was capping it. That thing should have neutralized the moment I started capping it. It was still gaining points. They were at like 96, I think, when I started capping. Got to 99, and then the dude walked on it, which canceled me from capping it. It was a millisecond away from capping it. The moment he walked on it, they still got the point. While I'm capping it, they shouldn't be getting any points. Period. While they're capping it, we shouldn't be getting any points. Period. If both are on it, nobody should be getting points. Because it's a neutral plate. Simple as that. What the fuck, Bungie? Making zone rotation less random by preventing next zone from spawning next target zone. I haven't had this once happen yet, so I didn't even know this was a thing. I haven't seen it once happen, so that's just, I don't know. Magic, I guess. Experimenting with different timings for the zone moving. We're also going to be adding a variant of collision to private matches and Crucible Labs for players to experiment with, where the zone takes much longer to capture and rewards a single point than rotates once it has been capped. This is actually cool. I think this is a lot cooler. But they would have to make the points way less than 100 because, fuck me, if the points were 100, it's impossible. If you make the point longer and you have to cap, that's 100 points you have to cap. There's no fucking way that's happening. So it has to be like 20 at max or less. It'd probably be like 10 actually. 10 points. So it takes 1,000 times longer to cap. Not literally 1,000, but it takes a lot longer to cap. You capture it, the first 1 to 10 wins. That's what it would have to be. Otherwise, that'd be a really long fucking match. Everything else is pretty unimportant as always. Let's see what Bunch says. That's everything we have for this week. We'll be back next week with a lot more details on Revenant, so you know the best understanding of what's to come. I'm excited for the reveal, including one article on Wednesday focused on the artifact. Yay. Until then, prepare yourselves, gather materials, and finish those challenges and triumphs you may have left. We are almost there. Woo! Anyways, that's the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment as always. I know I was a bit on a rant there for a while like always, but this is Viper here. If I don't fucking rant, am I Viper? That's all I'm saying. Y'all have a good day. We're almost, well, I say we're almost, that's a lie. We're trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of the year, so please subscribe. We need 94 more subscribers to go, so please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. We out. Adios.